Hello, it's Mel and Jac, and welcome to the third of our videos on our recent trip on the Hurtigruten on the Norwegian coast. We've got as far as the Russian border and Kirkenes, and here's a photograph of Mel. And what are we going to do?
Go hiking.
Go hiking up the hill. And what did we find when we got up the hill?
Well, it was actually a really nice sort of plateauy walk.
Yes.
Lots of lichens everywhere, reindeer territory.
Yes.
And beautiful, beautiful views. We were very lucky with the weather again.
And the views went behind us as well as in front of us. We could see the bay, but we could see the fjord going behind us.
And the Russian hills in the Murmansk in the background.
Observation points and all that sort of stuff. And I think Mel got very excited when she found the local speciality, which was what, Mel?
Cloudberries.
And where had you consumed cloudberries?
In my ice cream on board the boat.
Absolutely delicious.
And they're quite citrusy. Piquant.
Yes.
They're not as sweet as a normal berry. Delicious anyway. We all picked loads and ate them as we walked along.
So this is our Lord of the Rings shot here. We're kind of going along, and there's pictures of Mel and there's pictures of me, and you can see the background scenery with Russia and the lagoon. And what's this young lady up to?
Ay, 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 nima paparuchka. Ay, 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 nima molokai. Ay, 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 nima paparuchka. Ay, 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 nima molokai.
Well, Ika, who is our Dutch guide, she decided to sing us some Russian songs.
Yes.
She was quite accomplished, I have to say.
But
we met some very nice people. Her mother was on the tour as well.
Yes.
A nice Belgian couple who were chatting to, and a Swiss lady who I think was in her 80s.
Yes, fit as a fiddle.
She was amazing.
Fit as a fiddle. And you see, we were quite happy. And then we walked down into the town. And this is an engineering works. And there was a nice church and buildings. And what could we see in the dock, Mel?
Our boat.
Our boat waiting for us. There's Mel waiting to get on board by the sign. So that was nice. So we're back on the boat. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful day. And we're going along the coast, and we've got these cliffs now. And the cliffs, well, they haven't got much growing on them, have they?
Not really, other than lichens for the reindeers. We're still in tundra territory.
Yes.
And so we had lunch on the boat, and then we could see, as we approached the next stop, these sort of globe-like structures on top of the rocks.
And what are they for?
Radar tracking.
Submarines.
For submarines through the straits.
So
essentially defence.
Yeah, the Scandinavians very keen on defence for kind of fairly obvious reasons. Also keen on walruses. This fine-looking chap here. Old churches. I don't know how keen they are on churches. On seagulls. How keen do you think they are on seagulls?
Well, they had to be keen because in Vardo there were an awful lot of seagulls.
Yes. I always thought Cheltenham was the capital of seagull world, but Vardo seemed to have the crown. So we went for a good walk. This building here looks a bit like the Ku Klux Klan headquarters. What do you think that is?
It's a church. Yes. There are a lot of churches. Yeah. Yes. Basically, they probably worshipped and fished.
They worshipped and fished, yes. Yeah. And you can see a pretty big fishing fleet here. And I love taking pictures of boats and the cranes. And
I had to rush you back onto the boat. You weren't in a hurry, were you?
I was not in a hurry.
We were one of the last to get back on.
So back on the boat, and then what do we see?
Well,
more cliffs.
In the evening sunlight, the colours were just staggering. You could see layers of rock.
Yeah.
And just picked out the pinks and then the green of the lichens.
We're still far enough north, though. There's not much growing on them. Not much at all, really, is there?
No, and I think we just sat in the bar. We found ourselves one of those nice recliner chairs.
Yes.
And watched the sun. So it went down like an egg yolk.
Took forever.
Gradually melting onto the horizon. It never quite went.
And then we watched a spectacular film. What was the film?
Well, it was about a male voice choir in a place called Bellevue that we stopped at late in the evening. And it was basically a bunch of down and outs.
Characters, yes.
But spanning quite a few generations.
Yes.
And it was very uplifting, actually.
Yes.
Quirky but uplifting film.
Yes. So next day, just as sunny, and we're very, very excited. And Mel, what's the highlight of today going to be?
Well, we stopped in a place called Hammerfest.
Great name.
Where essentially the only thing on offer is the Royal and Ancient Polar Bear Society.
Not the Polar Bear Society, the Royal and Ancient Polar Bears. So what
I got the T-shirt and the sticker.
Yeah, we've signed up. So this it's amazing to think they're actually hunting polar bears around here. They also had, I thought, a fairly magnificent St. George and the dragon on the side of the church. So that was all pretty good. And then back to sea.
Well, you're missing out on the fantastic liquid gas
Yes.
plant, which, I mean, they produce an awful lot of the stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to know why Norway's rich, this is why, and they sell it to us, and that's why we're poor. We've got no money, and you can see it, Trish, by looking at these lovely houses. Look at them;
Yeah.
they're going along there now. Now we had a debate as to whether or not these were traditional Norwegian travellers, and I'd like to think that they are exercising their right to roam. But what do you think?
Well, they might have been, but they were chatting to the German tourists on board later on in the evening very happily. But it was lovely to see them. They were quite characterful, weren't they?
Yeah.
And this scenery in the afternoon, we were just sunbathing on deck as we were trundling along, and just fantastic.
So we must have been
scenery.
getting towards the Lofoten Islands.
Yeah,
by
we're still in the Arctic Circle, but we're moving southwards again.
Yeah.
Moving towards Lofoten. Yeah.
A few more signs of civilization, a few more signs of vegetation on the islands, but it's still pretty barren stuff. So we've had quite a day, and I think that's it. The Polar Bear Society is enough for one day. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Ja.